What's going on, everyone? Optimistic Zeke here, and this is part 2 of my game manual collection. And guess what? Guess who came down here? Who's going to be who's actually a special guest for this part? It's the one, the only, my Game Mania!
Yeah, I'm back, by the way.
Hey, welcome back, dude. How you been?
I've been good. It feels good to be back.
Yeah, man. Everybody misses you.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet they did. I'm a little speechless right now because I can't hardly talk.
Well, that's cool. Well, enough small talk. Let's take a look at some manuals.
Yeah, let's take some manuals because I got some questions about the Super Nintendo. So.
Well, I'm sure you do. So
yeah.
Speaking of the Super NES, let's start with those. Yeah, we got one for Maximum Carnage. I found that with the red card. This year is actually for Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, it's pathetic that it's missing the front and back cover. I actually bought the game. The manual came that way when I bought the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. ActRaiser 2, not very many know about that.
For the Super Nintendo.
Separation Anxiety or this.
Now I'm talking about that one right there.
Yeah. I actually got Maximum Carnage for both the Genesis and the SNES. And I got some, and then some of these are in black and white, like Spider-Man, X-Men, Arcade Revenge, Super Castlevania 4, Contra 3. Galaxy, I haven't really sat down and played that one much. Final Fight 2. Personally, I prefer Streets of Rage 2 or the Streets of Rage games over the Final Fights, but Final Fights are pretty good. Got Battletoads Double Dragon.
Yeah.
That was actually rarer on the NES.
And also for the Sega Genesis, if you think about it.
Well, it's rarer on the NES.
Yeah.
It's more common on the Genesis and Super NES. Yeah, Terminator 2. That's one you can actually play with either the Super NES mouse that came with Mario Paint, or you can use the Super Scope, which I have complete unboxing. I think I ought to do an unboxing video of that sometime in the future.
Yeah.
Got your Super Funhouse, which is an alright game. Primal Rage, Buster Bust Loose. Got all the Donkey Kong countries. I got the third one for the third game right here, but
yeah.
These I actually enjoy playing, especially the first one. Haven't finished the second one yet, or even began to play through the third one, but that's coming. You've got a manual for one of the hardest to find games out there, Demon Crest, which is a sequel to Gargoyle's Quest. I got some random got some manuals here for the Odyssey 2. I'm going to get to those in a minute. Get those out of here. Yeah. I'll be getting to the Magnavox Odyssey 2 manuals in a minute. Now, shoot, well, I can read upside down. Yeah, here's one for Mega Man X. Jam Tournament, and Nindo, Indu, however, I don't know how to pronounce it. Do you know how to pronounce it?
No, I don't know.
Me neither.
Me either.
I don't know if I have that game or not. I probably do. Somewhere. I got almost close to 200 SNES games. Yeah, Tetris Attack, which isn't really a bad puzzle game.
No,
if you think about it.
I haven't played it, so I don't.
Well, it's not bad. Okay, Gradius 3, which was the launch title. X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. That one was awesome about this. This game isn't bad, and what's cool is it's been done by Capcom. So for the most part, Cap can't really go wrong with Capcom. Yeah, got your Judge Dredd,
Judge Dredd.
Yeah,
that's a good game.
Fatal Fury 2, Rival Turf. Not a bad beat 'em up.
No, it's not.
Super Metroid. This game actually was the packing game for my Super NES with most people getting Super Mario World. You probably got that with yours.
I got that with mine.
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to get mine packed with Super Metroid, especially coming off of playing the original Metroid on the NES.
Yeah.
Super Mario All-Stars, basically my first compilation game that I've got. Actually, not a bad one. It's if you haven't played any of the Mario Brothers games, do so. Lost Levels is actually the Japanese version of Mario 2. But more on that subject another time. Super Mario RPG. This is actually one of my favorite Actually, one of my favorite Mario games on the SNES. This is actually a lot of fun. Have you? I don't know if you ever seen it or played it.
I haven't played it, no.
Yeah, I remember playing the hell out of this game. Up until long before I got my original N64 with Super Mario 64. So if you get any, for any Nintendo system, you can never go wrong with Mario. Mm-mm. And speaking of Mario, here's one for Mario Paint, Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart. Now that's a good game, Mario.
My very first Mario Kart game was Mario Kart 64.
Yeah.
That was my first experience with Mario Kart. Anyway, got one for Super Pinball, RoboCop 3 Tasmania, another black and white one.
Now, Tasmania Devil. Now,
Tasmania.
Tasmania. I got that for the Sega Genesis.
So do I. I think this one is different than the on the SNES than it was on the Genesis. This one was published by Sunsoft. There's a 3D.
Yeah.
I think there's a 3D feel with this game as opposed to platforming on the on the Genesis. I can't talk right either. Anyway,
I can talk. Believe me.
Here's these next three are for the Super Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah.
These are good platformers as well. Here's one for Star Fox. I freaking love Star Fox on this and the one on the N64.
Here's the butthead.
Yeah, here's one for. That was cool. yeah. That's cool. Hey, buddy, why are we in black and white? I don't know, dumbass. Do I look like some kind of genius? Oh yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Beavis and Butthead, classic show in my book.
It is a classic.
Yeah,
It really is.
Killer Instinct. This is I like that. I like Gold on the N64. Don't really have much experience on the third one on Xbox One. That's one of the few games I want to play on that system.
Yeah.
The Killer Instinct 3. I'm not calling it Killer Instinct 3. Here's one for Zoop. Sounds like you're saying poop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, Zelda: Link to the Past, Frogger, which is another black and white manual. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, this one, unlike the Mortal Kombat 2 one right here, this one is actually complete.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah. Got some more Super Mario here with Yoshi's Island. Got classic here, Space Invaders. Another classic. Yep. Another classic here, Ms. Pac-Man, Zardian. I can't pronounce that.
Punch Out.
Yeah, Super Punch Out.
Yeah.
Not a bad version of Punch Out. I kind of like the original. Got some Super Street Fighter here. We got another freaking Odyssey 2 game manual. Yeah, this is the manual to my Nintendo DS. How'd that get in there?
I don't know. Probably you put it there.
Yeah, didn't even know it. Well, they're practically the same size. They're technically the same size. Another Odyssey 2 manual.
Dang.
Holy cow. We'll do I'm doing the Odyssey 2.
Yeah, we'll do that for our next video.
Yeah. Yeah, right here, here's Donkey Kong Country 3, so that's where the hell I put that thing. Last but not least, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, with the manual still intact. And then these are some random posters. I don't know how they got in here. I'm probably gonna put
them posters up.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna put these aside for right now. If anybody watching this video wants me to do a video showing off these posters, feel free to let me know in the comments. Okay, these right here are for some random Odyssey 2 games that got mixed in with the Super NES game manuals for whatever reason. I'm not really collecting much for the Odyssey 2. It's basically a system that I kind of picked up on the whim years ago. It was basically Magnavox's second attempt to sell a game console, coming off the Odyssey 1 in 1972. Which the original Odyssey, that was the very first game console. But again, I'll get into that topic another time. But yeah, these are basically all the manuals here. We got one for a game called Freedom Fighters, one for Out of This World / Helicopter Rescue, Casino Slot Machines, Computer Golf, Pachinko, UFO, KC, Munchkin, Football, and Blackout / Breakdown. Funny thing about KC Munchkin, this was supposed to be Magnavox's way of competing with Atari when they were releasing Pac-Man. Personally, I think this is a bit of a better game than the Atari version of Pac-Man.
Yeah.
But I kind of have a soft spot. I have a soft spot for that version of Pac-Man, mainly because that was like the first version of Pac-Man I've ever played. Never played the arcade, never played anything after that. That was like the very first time playing Pac-Man. Okay, this next stack is basically all the Game Boy / Game Boy Color / Game Boy Advance games. So yeah, here we have is Iridium 3D, which is I think was a launch title for the Game Boy Advance. Got one for Final Fight 1, which is not a port of Final Fight.
No.
Here's one for Tetris, Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, Super Mario Land 2. This is actually not a bad Mario game. I actually prefer that one over the others. The other two were great too.
Yeah.
Anyway, doody.
I think I got Spider-Man 2 for the Game Boy.
You mean this one?
Oh, yeah.
There was another Spider-Man 2.
If I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, we got Spider-Man 2 here, for those of you watching. Yeah, I think there was another one for the original Game Boy, and there's one for the Spider-Man 2. This kind of came out around the same time as Spider-Man 2 on the original PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Those two games I actually thought those two games were good on the PlayStation, Spider-Man 1 and 2. Check those. Yeah, anybody watching at home, feel free to check those out. Got Bonk's Adventure, which was like a killer app for the TurboGrafx 16, so somehow they got ported over to the Game Boy thanks to the company Electro Brain.
Yeah.
Then we got Star Wars Flight of the Falcon. So yeah, and then this is actually the instruction for my e-reader. Probably don't know what that is.
No. Oh, I don't. I never. That's the first time I heard.
About the e-reader?
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of the e-reader, this is actually it right here. What you would do is you would plug it into your Game Boy, and then you would slide these cards through, and which had these codes on it, and it would save like each code. If you scan all of them, you can actually play a classic NES game, on your Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Which comes on like little cards. I'll probably like do a video talking about that another time. Holy cow! I'm starting to come up with like ideas for future videos. But yeah, this So this is the e-reader.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that
Cool.
yeah. Yeah, so I'm surprised that the manual for it was in here with a stack of games. So put that aside. Put this aside. Anyway, back to the manuals. Yeah, here's the one for Metroid, the NES game,
Yeah.
which came out. Empire Strikes Back, Bart vs. Space Mutants. This is basically like a little flyer that came with a bunch of cards with like extra stuff, like extra levels, extra items, all that stuff that you can scan on the e-reader.
Yeah.
For Super Mario Bros. Advance 4, you have to what you have to do is plug it into a game, plug the e-reader into your Game Boy Advance naturally, then plug it into another Game Boy with the game. It's with Mario Advance 4.
Yeah.
And you can play on extra levels or play with extra items, all that stuff that way. So yeah, I'll put that aside. Here's the manual for the Game Boy Pocket. Don't know what that's doing in here. Tetris Plus. Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan for Game Boy. This is actually not a bad game on the Game Boy. And we have the manual for these two jokers again. Beavis and Butthead. Hey Beavis. I think we were on another manual. Yeah, well, what are we doing here? At least we're in color. Yeah, right. No joke, Beavis. Shut up. Okay. So yeah, here we go. So I'll just throw this one over here. And then next we have the original Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
On Game Boy.
That's a good game too, by the way.
Yeah, it's good on anything. Can't go wrong with Mario. Can't ever go wrong with Mario.
With the movie, it's bad, so don't watch the movie.
Okay, next we have Columns Crown, Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 3. an owner's manual for the Game Boy. Holy cow, I'm coming up. Man, I've been running into a bunch of like owner's manuals for portable systems. There's a bunch of other stuff that got mixed in here. Okay, original Super Mario Land 1, Dr. Mario, which looks a little bit banged up. Xevious, The Avenger, Bomberman. Yeah, these last 3 games, and then we have another insert for the Game Boy. Yeah, these 3 games were like part of the NES Classics collection for the Game Boy Advance. Here's one for Iridium 2, Arcade's Greatest Hits. By the way, you can't go wrong with Defender. I love Defender. Got Pac-Man Pinball Advance. Now I'm on a Pac-Man kick.
Yeah.
Pac-Man World, Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness, Pac-Man Collection, the Namco Museum with Ms. Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Galaga, and Pole Position. Arcade Advance featuring ER Kung Fu Time Pilot, Russian Attack, Iris, and Scramble. What no? Oh, there it is, Frogger!
Yeah, Frog.
There it is, Frogger! WarioWare Twisted, WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games, Spider-Man 2,
Spider-Man 2.
more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Yeah.
for the Game Boy Advance, based off the 2002 cartoon. Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. Go ahead and take Super Mario 3 on the go, back in the day. Double Dragon Advance, not a bad game. Sonic Advance 3, Sonic Advance 2, Donkey Kong Land. Got some more Sega action here with Sega Arcade Gallery. And, man, and Sega Smash Pack.
Alright.
And the Sega love doesn't stop there. We got Revenge of Shinobi, Altered Beast, and Super Monkey Ball. And also, last but not least, a little banged up here too, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past feature includes the new multiplayer adventure Forward Swords. So, yeah, there's my pile of Game Boy manuals. And while I'm at it, speaking of like manuals of portable systems, I guess I better throw these in here too. Yep, the Nintendo. Yeah, these are like my Nintendo DS game manuals. Don't really have a whole lot here, but I'll just go through them the same way I went through the Game Boy ones. Ooh, what am I doing? We got Metroid Prime Pinball. We got some Castlevania action here. Got some Retro Atari. Got more WarioWare. Got Spider-Man 2 for the DS. Got Space Invaders Revolution for the DS. Got some Pack and Roll. Got the manual for the demo card for Metroid Prime Hunters. Got some Mario Kart DS. Can't go wrong with Mario Kart on anything. Got some Sonic Rush. Got some Tetris DS. And we got new Super Mario Brothers, the very first one. Okay, last but not least, these are like some random Atari manuals. I may have some Commodore 64 game manuals in there mixed in somehow, but so yeah, so it's whatever. So here's one for Frontline, and then one for like probably one of the most common games on the system. I find it quite a bit, Combat, because that was the pack-in. Here's one for Tunnel Runner. I think I got my copy of this game at CCAG one year. And then Pole Position.
That's a good game too, by the way. For
Yep. Yeah. Halo 2600. Yeah. This is actually a homebrew game. I actually picked that up at CCAG. I think you were with me.
Yeah, I was with you there.
Yeah, I think it was in the 2018 video. So yeah. If you haven't checked that video out, please do so. But yeah, I think it was awesome that they put Halo on Atari. That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Okay. So yeah, here's one for Missile Command. And then this has got to be, I think, Asteroids or Space Invaders, one of the two. Oh, Video Pinball. I was wrong. And then here's one for Stampede. Here's one. E.T. Yeah. Funny thing about E.T. is, it can be a bit frustrating, but you really have to read the instructions to be able to understand the game.
You do.
You do. It's not the worst game in the world, but it's not. But it's not exactly one of my favorites either. Like. On the easiest difficulty, it can be it could be playable, but on the other two difficulty levels, it's basically a freaking butt brain of a mess.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, more on that subject another time. Here's this is one for Qbert on.
We got Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Can't believe I found I found this. I got the game years ago when I got my system, but I never thought I'd find the manual, so that's pretty cool. And here's one for Frogger on the ColecoVision. Holy cow!
Dang.
I didn't know this was there. I would have like had it with covered it with the rest of the ColecoVision manuals.
Right.
I guess I put it in there like that because it matches like the Atari ones.
Yeah.
Frogger 2, Popeye.
Popeye.
Yeah, Popeye. This is the ColecoVision version.
Huh. I didn't really put Popeye on the ColecoVision.
It's on like everything.
Yeah.
Gyrus. Classic arcade. And then here's the instruction manual for an NES cleaning kit. How the hell did that get in here?
Who knows?
We got a random Atari catalog.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta say right now, as a kid, I thought that this image was like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
The Atari system, like sitting on some kind of grid, and TV like dead center with surrounded by like a bunch of random box games. I thought that was like an awesome image. And then,
Yeah, it is.
anyway, here's one for the Atari version of Bump and Jump. Personally, I like the NES version better, but that one's okay. And then, this is actually the Ultra Beast. This is actually the Commodore version.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Yeah, like,
Yeah,
yeah, Commodore 64. And then here's just some more Commodore manuals. We got Batman, the Cape Crusader. And I think this one, Bad Dudes.
Bad Dudes.
Yeah. A little bit different than the one on the NES.
Right. I haven't heard of Bad Dudes anyway.
Oh, I have. Here's another one for Combat. Here's one for Breakout. Here's one for Hero, H-E-R-O. This is that first time I ever played this game was on the Commodore 64, but it's good on Atari too.
Oh, man.
And then here's one for Asteroids. Here's another Commodore manual, Double Dragon. Space Invaders. I probably have another one in there somewhere too. Here's like another catalog, video game catalog. Here's like a warranty, another video game catalog. Here's the instruction manual for the 7800, and here's another Odyssey 2 game manual for Cosmic Conflict. Damn!
Yeah.
I ought to get organized.
Yeah, you gotta get organized before you start a video.
Yeah, and then I don't know what actually. These are actually ColecoVision catalogs.
Yeah.
I didn't know what this was. Like, wait, what is this? I was like, oh, this is a catalog. I thought it was the instruction book. I was gonna say the system instructions look a lot different than this.
Yeah, they do.
So yeah, another catalog here.
Video game.
Here's another catalog for Parker Brothers. Title match for the 7800. Here's one for Defender 2 for the 2600. One for another 7800. Actually, two of them. One's for Ace of Aces. The other one's for Dark Chambers. One for the trackball. Another catalog. Another catalog. Another catalog. Another. Yeah, is this a? I don't know what this is. What that is. Name that game. Yeah. One for name this game. Couldn't if I tried.
Yeah.
One for Yar's Revenge. Millipede. You got one here for Journey Escape. Bermuda Triangle. This one is for, I don't know what the heck this is. Crime Buster Handbook. This might be for Keystone Capers. I don't know. Here's one for Journey to Mist. I actually have this game on the Jaguar CD.
Yeah.
MASH, based off the hit show. Robot Tank. Arctic Architect's Handbook. Whatever the heck this is. This one might be for Arctic Blast.
Yeah.
I swear, Activision's got some interesting manuals. Another video pinball. Another catalog. One for tennis. One for Pitfall. One for Outlaw. One for Warlords.
I got that for the
Warlords. Who doesn't? Yeah. Cracked. I'm talking about making omelets, probably. Battlezone, another classic. Defender, another classic. Got Food
Fighter.
Yeah, Food Fight and Solaris.
Yeah, I got that too.
Food Fight for the 7800, Solaris for the 2600. Got one-on-one with Larry Bird and Dr. J. That's for the 7800.
I don't got that one.
Yeah, here's one for Xevious. Midnight Magic, at least the front cover. Tower Top, Toppler, Ms. Pac-Man, definitely classic game. Here it is, Robotron 2084, another classic game. Crossbow, never played it. Choplifter, Donkey Kong Jr. and Karate Cat, how you pronounce it. And, another catalog. That one actually might be a poster.
Yeah, it probably is a poster.
Yeah, it was for Pitfall 2, Star Voyager. Can't believe that was in there. Centipede, Fight Night, Off the Wall. Yeah, interesting name for a game.
Yeah, really.
It's actually not a bad one. Xenophobe. Yeah, speaking of Pac-Man,
Yeah,
here's one for Atari Pac-Man.
Atari Pac-Man.
And last but not least, 2 manuals for Galaxian.
Yeah, Galacula or
Galaxian.
Galaxian.
Yeah. I think this is like a sequel or prequel to Galaga.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad they never made a Galaga for the 2600.
Right.
So yeah, there we have it. I'm probably going to have to do one for the system manuals another time.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's going to do it here for this 2-part series. I thank Mikey for coming on.
Yeah, thanks.
It's good. Yeah. I mean,
Good to be back.
yeah. And as always, I thank everybody for watching. And until next time, we will see you later.
See you down the road.